Well, hello everybody. Happy Friday. This is Carolyn from Crop Candy Scrapbooking and the Scrapbook School. Welcome to my first YouTube live in a really long time. So it's 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. It's still light out, which I love in the summer. Haven't done any videos lately. I kind of have disappeared a little bit this month. June is my wedding anniversary, parents' wedding anniversary, Father's Day, and my birthday. So June is always packed for me, and I'm usually very busy. So, but I did schedule this a while ago, and I said I am going to come on live on a Friday. We're going to talk about making shakers. Ironically, I am in a Close My Heart is having its annual convention this week. And so we're getting a sneak preview out of with all the cool stuff that's coming out in August. So I cannot wait to show you some of those things. Um, there's a lot of cool stuff. So I'm a little tired from the convention. My brain is full of all of these ideas and things that I could do with all the new stuff. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Tonight, though, however, we're going to work on creating shaker boxes using the Tutti Frutti scrapbooking kit, which features shaker boxes. We're going to talk about what the heck is a shaker box, and I'm going to show you how to use them on your scrapbook layouts, and then I'm going to show you how to make one from scratch using your cutting machine. In my case, it's going to be CRICUT, so I'm going to be demoing on a CRICUT, but I think the same principles apply whether you were using Brother Scan and Cut or CRICUT or Silhouette or what have you. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing is, what is a shaker? Well, a shaker box is an element that you can add to your scrapbook page or card, and it has like sequins. Like here's some, you could put sequins. Oh, let me switch so you can see what I'm looking at. You can put like loose sequins in there. We'll be using these little miniature tutti frutti shapes, and you create, it's like a window on your page, and it has these elements, and whoever is looking at your page or the card, they just kind of shake. And that's why it's like shake your layout, because that's kind of the idea behind the shaker. It's just like a little interactive element that you can add to your layouts. Let me show you one. This is the one that I made in CRICUT, and this is the one I'll show you how to put this together. But if you do that, you see how, let me bring this up to the camera. You see the little elements in there, and you shake. I just like shaking them. So that's pretty much what a shaker is. And so let's go ahead and put the first one to, well, let's talk about the elements of a shaker. So let me pull out my items. These are, we're going to do one page from the Tutti Frutti layout. I love this paper because it's, let me just show you the paper real quick. It's got this summer ice cream theme. I think about kids and ice cream. Just, it's just really cute. You know, get these kind of, I love the colors. I love the popsicles. It's just really a fun kit to make layouts with. So let me put all of these other elements aside. There's a lot of little pieces, but I want to show you shakers. Now, Close to My Heart actually makes shaker elements pre-made for you. And one of the pieces is this, like, this disc here. I don't know if you could see that. And it's got a foam ring. And this is the, so you have a base, and then you have a ring, and then you put this adhesive ring on it, and then you have some clear acetate that you put on top. You add your shakers, your sequins and things like that, and then you cover it up and then you put it together onto your layout. So when you make it yourself, though, you'll need some sort of acetate, and so for my purposes, I use this CRICUT clear acetate sheets. It's thin, runs through your machine, and you can use this as the window for your layouts. And if I pull this back over, you'll see here's that acetate window. I've got this pattern paper as my base. I don't know if you can see that pattern paper. Let me bring this up closer to the camera. Wait for my camera to focus. It doesn't look like it's going to focus, but you've got this clear, or this pattern paper as your base. You put foam tape, you can see that around here, around the edges. Add your little doodads in the center, and you want to have the foam tape so that your doodads don't escape. And then you put your acetate, clear acetate on top, and then you finish it off like so. So that's what we're going to do with both that CRICUT example and the Tutti Frutti. So let us work on, here are my pages. We're going to do a 2-page spread with Tutti Frutti. We're going to be using the stickers, this pattern paper, and we're going to actually make the shaker first. So I'm going to use this. This came in the kit. It's a journaling spot actually, and that's going to be the base. I've got a ring here that goes on top. We're going to use our acetate pieces, or our foam pieces, and then we're going to put our acetate. And I'm looking for my acetate, and it's clear, so I probably thought I had it in my kit, and now I can't find it. These are my base pages. Yeah, I probably have misplaced it because it is clear, and I thought I felt something drop on the floor before I started today, and the magic of live television, that is what normally happens. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we've got our base, and because this is journaling, I would go ahead and put your journaling on here first. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. I would go ahead and put my journaling down first. You could also use if this journaling wasn't here, you could do stamping on here. You could use a background pattern paper. I've seen people create a little scene in the background. You could do a lot of different things, but for this purposes, if you're using this kit, this is journaling, you want to put your journaling down first. The next thing you want to do is you want to put down your foam. So like I said, this comes pre-made, and I like to peel this piece off, that ring part, and then slowly go around and lift up. You're going to probably end up picking up a few of these little foam pieces. And these little foam pieces are just extra in case you need them. I'm going to set them aside, and then I'm going to place my foam ring around this circle here. It's not perfect because I'm not looking down as I'm doing it, but you get the point. This foam is actually kind of flexible, but you want to make a circle around. It's very forgiving. I'm going to lift this up just a second so I can see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard working upside down and backward. Okay. Not perfect, but close enough. It doesn't really matter too much because it's going to be covered. Well, you want to try to make sure that you cover it. Okay, let's get it as round as I possibly can. All right. And then the next thing you want to do is you're going to take your confetti, these little mini shapes, and these are cute. They have like little fruit slices and hearts, and they're like, some of them are rubber and some of them are plastic. You could use a scoop to put these in. You can put in as much or as little as you like. I don't recommend too many because, you know, if you have your journaling on here, you won't be able to see it until, you know, unless it's like, that's probably too much because it will cover my journaling, and I want people to be able to read the journaling. If I were to actually put the journaling, I'm just demoing, but so you want to kind of guesstimate how much you want to use. And then what you would do, and you see how you need that foam tape to kind of catch the little sequins so that they don't slide out. And then the next thing you would do is you would put your acetate sheet on top. And the cool thing about that acetate with these pre-made shaker boxes is that they fit perfectly over top of that. And of course, like I said, I lost my sheet of acetate right before we came on, but it would be sized to fit that circle. And this is basically, you would put it over top like so. And I'm not going to go all the way down because this is the acetate for the other project I'm going to show you later. And then you would put this piece on top like that. And that's how and you would not have those pieces hanging over like you see there, because again, that's not the actual piece of acetate for the project. Oh, I found it. You should see me. I am on the floor in my craft room looking for this thing. And I felt something slide out when I was getting prepared, and I was like, oh, I don't know what that is. And of course, it's the most important piece of this thing. I'm going to lift this up slowly. The thing about these sequins is that they're very tiny and they can be a little hard to work with. All right, I'll deal with that later when we get to that piece. So you can see how they go flying everywhere. So you have to be very careful. And if you're using sequins, like if you were to use these things, it's probably even worse. All right, so I'm going to place my acetate sheet right on top like so. And you have that. And then our last step is to take the ring and to put it on top. like that. And the way you can, because this is acetate, you probably want to use a strong glue. Now, someone mentioned that liquid glass, which is from Close to My Heart. This is actually it's a glue, but it also is like a dimensional thing. You could use that, and you would want to put it around the edge of your ring, like so. This is a brand new bottle. It's not open, so I'm not going to open it. I'm going to use this. This is Tombow liquid glue. It's like almost like reminds me of Elmer's because it's that thick white glue, but it's sturdy. It's probably going to be sturdier than adhesive tape. And you're going to just lay that on top. And you want to make sure that everything lines up so that you're covering up that foam ring. Now, like I said, mine was not perfect because I did stretch my foam a little bit. I'm just taking some baby wipes and wiping the glue off of my fingers. But that's generally the idea. And then what we want to do is we want to add some stickers to the outside. So I'm going to grab my sticker sheet here. We zoom out a little bit so you can see the sticker sheet. And I'm going to use this little purple one. And we're going to use the foam tape because we want to make it dimensional. And what I'm doing is I'm using my powder tool and just taking the adhesive off the back. And then I'm going to use one of these foam squares here. Put that on the side like so. And then I'm going to get another popsicle. I think I'm going to use this green one up here. This long one. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to use those foam squares. And we're going to add the other accent. And we want to add it so that we can still see our journaling. And that's how we make our shaker. Now we're going to set these pieces aside and we're actually going to build the layout that this goes with. So let's get our other materials. I'm going to put this shaker guy over here. And we're going to start off with our popsicle paper. Now I need to trim off, let me zoom out. There we go. If you can see that. There we go, just a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to take off of this zip strip at the top. Now, these zip strips are about a 1/2 inch by 12. And I love these things because you can use them as accents on your page, border strips, what have you. So don't throw them away if you see them, because you can make use out of them. All right, so this is our base page. Next thing we've got is a 10 by 10 sheet of, I guess it's like blue splotch, and that goes down next. Now, what you could do, and you could put foam tape underneath of here and have this kind of sit up off of the page. I'm not going to do that, but I just wanted to point that out, that is something that you could do if you wanted to. So this is 10 by 10. This fits right in the center of your page, like so. And then we're going to take our scallop circles, and this kit comes with some, these are die cuts, so it's like a sheet of them, and you just basically pop them out and put them together. Oh, I think I got mine mixed up. So I got a purple one and this one, and then I've got this pink with the popsicles, and then this one. These two go on the other page. Okay, so at this point, just go ahead and put these together. Just right in the center. Looking at this makes me want a bomb pop. Do you remember bomb pops, those red, white, and blue popsicles? They still make them because, truth be told, I actually buy them. I love those things. This stuff makes me want to have a popsicle. In fact, as soon as we get off, I will probably have a popsicle. I don't have popsicles here. I have fruit pops. Those Edie's fruit pops, I love those things. Pro tip, get a pineapple fruit pop and the coconut, and then you got like a pina colada. Love it. So good. Just kind of like let them melt a little bit, put them in a bowl, and oh, so good. Good summer treat. All right, so you're just gonna just put your, like almost in a Z pattern or a triangle pattern, just put your scallop circles onto your layout. And then we've got two of these. I don't know what side. The cool thing about this paper is that this is, the front and the back are shades of each other. So one side is a little bit darker than the other. And I think I'm going to use the lighter shades. And basically what you want to do is you're going to put these on your layout, and you're going to kind of overlap them like that. And if you wanted to, you could attach them with foam tape, and I'm actually going to do that, except I'm going to use my big roll of foam tape instead of those little, actually, you know, I'm going to use these little squares because I want to just get rid of them. I want to use them up. And I'm just putting them in the corners and one in the center. So it's one, and Since this one is going on the bottom, I'm not going to foam tape it. I'm just going to adhere it to the page, like so. And then this one I will put on top. Did I get all of them? No. Yes. Nope. This one. Actually, let me, now, if you're going to, I'm not going to put my photos on, so you want to make sure that if you're not ready for your photos yet, you want to make sure that you leave enough space so that you don't, you're still able to put your photos there, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to use some photo placeholders. That rattling you hear is me getting the photo placeholders out from the packet. And with this kit, you get some photo placeholders, so if you're not ready for your photos, you can use these placeholders and then add them in later. And how I like to add them is with repositionable adhesive, Hermafix, and then when I'm ready, I just take them off. Now, if you see what I'm saying, like my foam tape is on the top and the bottom, and there's nothing here, so I'm able to kind of slide my placeholder photo in the meantime. And then got another one. Apply Herma and slip that on top like so. Alright, so that is our layout so far. Now we're ready to add some stickers, some more stickers. And I'll get my sticker sheet out. And we're just going to put like a little pink heart here. Now these are cardstock weight stickers, so they're not flimsy at all. You know, they're a good weight. You know how like some stickers are a little flimsy. These are not. And that's why I like these kinds of stickers, because, and then the other thing is, like, when I make these things a powder, they almost, like, these stickers don't become stickers anymore. They become basically die cuts because they're that cardstock weight. And I'm going to put my foam on here. And again, I'm leaving a gap so that when I'm ready to put my real photo on, I'm just able to kind of slip that out. So you want to make sure that you're not adding glue to where you're actually going to put your photos. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And again, leaving that space at the bottom and putting my sticker, my popsicle there. Now, title. Life is Sweet is my title. Now, I kind of probably should have put most of that stuff up there. Let me see how it looks. I could put it here, or I could put it up here. I'm going to put it up here. And again, I want it to pop off the page, so I'm just adding my powder. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. I'm trying to pay attention to the questions and comments as I'm working on the layout. Hi, Madonna, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, this is a really cute summer page. The whole Tutti Frutti kit is really cute. I'm not really a pastel person, but I do appreciate the colors in this kit. I do like purple, and I like popsicles, so this works for me. Go ahead and add our Life is Sweet. It's also kind of retro-y. Like some of the fonts on the stickers and things remind me, it's very 70s. If you were alive in the 70s, you know what I mean. If you were not alive in the 70s, you missed out. I was a kid in the 70s, so I had a great time. I was on YouTube. You know how they give you recommendations for videos, and something came up, and it was like all these like 70s cartoons, or not cartoons, but TV shows that I had watched as a kid, like HR Puff and stuff, and they had like the theme songs. And Zoom, that was a PBS show, and there was one, oh, New Zoo Review, and um, oh God, what was the other one? It was the one with the dogs, or one of them was a dog. I don't really know what those creature banana splits, and it was like theme songs. When I watched all the videos and I remembered it, and I sent one to my mother, and she's older lady, and I said, "Do you remember me watching New Zoo Review?" And she was like, "Yep." And we were just laughing because the lady who was on the show, Mary Jo, her skirts were always so short because that was the style then. Oh God, so funny. Anyway, I'm dating myself. So this is the left side of the page. But if you know, you know, and you appreciate. So I'm not going to mock too much. All right, so let's put this page aside and work on the right side of the layout. And we've got our fun blotchy paper here. And we've got our popsicle paper. We're going to go ahead and put that over here on the side, the left side. It's a pretty easy layout, actually. It's way simpler than Hope and Kindness. For those of you who were with me with my Hope and Kindness, oh my gosh. There's 6 layouts total, and there were 4 that I did live, and oh my gosh, I did not think I was going to survive. I think Madonna hung with me for a little bit, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." And I was like, "But I have to stay here because I have to finish the layout so people know what to do." Oh my gosh. It was insane. Insane. It's a pretty kit, but it's very intense with and intricate with the layouts. So it's still available through the end of June 30th. So you have a few more days. All right, so. Oh, I think I put my popsicles on upside down. I did. Oh my goodness. I'm so busy running my mouth about the 70s. There we go. This is why I use a very forgiving adhesive. Because if you make mistakes, you can lift it up without ripping up your paper. Okay, so you've got our scallops here again. These are mats for our photos. I'm just placing these items down so I can get a feel for where everything goes. And our scallop shaker here will make an appearance on this side. All right, so let's go ahead and put these things down. We got to put this one down first, our green scallop. I don't know if you can hear in the background, there's some booms going on, and where I live, people like to prepare for 4th of July a little early. So I guess they're practicing. I have no idea. But it's pretty loud. Okay. And I've got some placeholder photo jobby doos here. It's a 4x6. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Perma Fix repositionable just to have these here. Yeah, you know, I appreciate your comment about hope and kindness, because there were a lot of very cool techniques, scrapbooking techniques that were featured in that kit. So I do appreciate it for that. But yeah, I like quick and easy. So yeah. I wouldn't do it all at one time, I guess is what the thing is I would do it a piecemeal. All right, so what I'm doing now is I might need, because this is a little strip like that, and I'm going to need my other foam tape because those squares are too big. And I've lost my scissors, so I'm just going to tear it off. And remember to let it hang over the edge so that you can remove your photo when you are ready. And let's see what else we have. We have a popsicle that we need to get. I should bring this over so you can see which ones I'm pulling off. And all of these, none of these are flat. These are all using foam tape. I use foam tape a lot. Once you get started with foam tape, you're just like, yeah, this is the best stuff ever. If you want to create dimensional elements, foam tape is the way to go. Then we've got some hearts. Now, this is just using, this particular layout is pretty much using stickers. And it occurs to me that you could also use like pearl dots or sparkles or anything like that. You don't have to just use the stickers. You could also, if you were brave, you could use these little elements that we use for our shakers and actually glue them down as little elements too. I would use tweezers, dab a little bit of glue on them, and just let's be brave and see what happens. Let's see what happens if you do that. So let's see, let's pick this melony color. It's like a melon. And I don't have, oh wait, do I have tweezers? No, but I have this tool. This is supposed to be a pickup tool. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna put a little dab of glue. This is the end of this glue. There we go. Just a dot. And then I'm gonna use this little pickup tool. Use this melon and dab that right. Oh, look at that. Just dab that right there. Oh. All right. Now I need to go back to the I'm gonna go back here to this layer. I'm gonna slide that up. Because yeah, now I want to do that over here. So let's do another one. Let's do a little dab. A little dab will do you. Let's do a little dab of glue there. Use our pickup tool. Boom. Oh my gosh. I really didn't think about doing that before. I love that. Okay. I'm going to be a little brave and do another one. I mean, this is, you might as well do that, something like that, because you've got like a zillion of these things. They're not all going to go in shakers. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. See, that's the cool thing about scrapbooking is you start, like, once you get into it, your layout and your project, and you start doing stuff, you start getting ideas. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like you gotta do it. You gotta just create and see what happens. While I'm at it, this pickup tool is something that I discovered this past year. It's kind of cool. It's like some, I don't know what you call this. It's not plastic, but I don't know what this material is, but essentially what you do is you take a pencil sharpener. When you first get it, it looks like this. And then you take a pencil sharpener and you just, cone it off to a tip. And then what you do is you use it to pick up items like I just did with those little sequins. And then you can use it to place things. So, hey, that was cool. I had never thought of that before, but that's actually a pretty cool idea. You can also, like with these like with the sequins, I'll show you how to see how these sequins are just, they have a mind of their own. And then I can just use that pickup tool and pick them up like that. You could, hey, look at that. I might add these sequins to the layout too. Oh, okay. Yeah, like if you want a little sparkle. All right, I'm going off the rails. I'll deal with that later. Back to focus. Get back on the focus. Okay. Anyway, that's the pickup tool. Close to my heart. Little known tool, but very useful. All right, so where was I? See, this is what happens when you get distracted. Oh, okay. So I know where I'm at. We're going to put something here. I'm not going to foam tape that guy. I'm just going to lay him down flat. But you can foam tape. You can certainly foam tape. I'm just not going to do it. And then finally, we're going to add our shaker. We're going to go right there. Now, I'm not going to add any adhesive to this side. I'm only going to add it to this side because I want to be able to get my, You know what? I don't know what it is, but every time I do a live show, I run out of adhesive. I don't know what that's about. Seems to be a thing. Okay, I'm just gonna go like so. Never ceases to fail. And that, so as you can see, like if I did put journaling, I would still be able to read it. So you just don't want to over shake. You don't want to over shaker your shaker if you're going to put journaling or any background thing, because you want people to be able to see the background. It's sort of the whole thing about a shaker is like it's a peek into something. So you don't want to overwhelm the shaker with stuff. All right, so let me show you the finished spread. It looks something like that. I don't know if I can't get all of it in my camera view, but that's pretty much how it looks. That is so cute. And it was so easy to do. It's just stickers and a shaker. The hardest thing on this page was the shaker. And honestly, it really wasn't that hard. So that's it. Now, let me show you. So this, again, this is a pre-made shaker that you can get from Close to My Heart, and they come in different shapes. They have hearts, they have stars, and they have circles. So you would get the acetate, the clear piece. You would get the shape already made, and the top and the bottom, and then all you need to do is add your decorations and your whatever sequins or any other elements like that, and you'd be done. Now, suppose you do not have a shaker, pre-made shaker that is. Suppose you do not have that, but you still want to make a shaker. Well, guess what? You can do it. It's not that hard. You can do it on your cutting machine, and I actually created one using my CRICUT machine. I'm just cleaning up here, cleaning up some mess while I'm talking. I did it with my CRICUT machine, and it was pretty simple. So let me show you within CRICUT, okay, what that looks like. So let me share my screen, and what you should be seeing now is CRICUT Design Space. And what I decided to do in the spirit of this particular layout with the ice cream theme is to create a ice cream shaker. So what I did was I went into CRICUT Design Space and I found an ice cream design, and that's what you see here. And I think I'll just show you what I did. Let's see here. I went to images and I typed ice cream cone, I believe it was. Let's see if the one I use comes up. Yes, it was this one. So let's just go ahead and add it to the canvas. And I actually made mine big so that you could see it. Okay, where did he go? I think there's a little bit of delay because there we are. That's the original. I blew them up so that you guys could actually see the project. Okay, so this is the original. Now if you notice on mine over here, I've got a little hole poked into them. So in order to make this a shaker, I needed to cut out the circle, which would be the window, right? So I came over here and there's like a window covering something. Okay, here we go, circle. There it is. And I came over here, and what I needed to do was to punch out that circle, like so, right? To cut it out. So then what you want to do is you select your circle, and you want to select, actually let me ungroup everything. You want to select your circle, and you want to select that top ice cream. You can also come over here to the layers panel and do it. And you want to do slice. And what that does is it basically punches out okay, it's not doing oh my goodness, there it is. It's going to punch out that circle. So then this piece becomes the top part. Okay. And then we need a piece that's going to be our acetate, or the clear plastic piece. And it has to be slightly, it has to cover all of that. So I'm going to use one of the punch outs and just basically size it over top like so. So then that would be my clear plastic cover. And then I want, because this is still part of the background cone, I'm going to use this piece here, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for my background circle, and then make sure that my plastic piece covers that, yes, and then this would go on top. So let me just layer that again like that. So this would be, pretend that's my plastic piece, and then this is the piece that goes on top. I'm going to do bring to front so it sits on top like so. So that's the sandwich. And if I scroll up here, that's what I'm showing you. So this piece is the body of the shaker. This is the top of the shaker, my little pink. This is my shaker background, which would go underneath there like so. And then I would finish it off with my plastic, which would go on top. So that is your shaker sandwich that you're actually, that you would create within CRICUT. Those are the pieces. So you can see, like, you can create a shaker from any shape. You just have to make sure that whatever thing you're trying to make a shaker out of, that you're going to make sure that you cut that window, that you have a background piece that shows through the window, and you want to have a plastic cover. So that's how you do it in CRICUT. Now, let's get back to the demo area. And let me minimize some windows here. Okay. So here is my cone. Here's the cherry piece. Here's the background. Here is the top layer. And of course now I cannot find that piece of acrylic that I was using earlier when I lost my other piece. Oh, so typical. If you could see my craft space right now, you would understand why I cannot find that piece. of plastic. And of course I thought I put it in a place where I would easily find it, and alas, that is not the case. Here we go. I found it. Here's that plastic piece. And this is the piece that I used. And I've got that gummy stuff from the last one. Let me see if I could just use my gummy eraser. Oh, the residual. Okay, let me see. There we go. I used the clear acetate sheets from CRICUT. And you could get this at Michael's. I think that's where I got mine. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. If not, Hobby Lobby, Joann, Scrapbook. Well, no, they don't sell CRICUT. You could probably go to the CRICUT.com website and find it. Where else can you get it? Anywhere they sell CRICUT products. Okay, so let's set this aside. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you was I wanted to create that waffle effect on the cone itself. So let me go back up to sharing my screen. So what I did was I went over here to my shape tool. Sorry, it's the delay. And did this line. And drew a line. There it is, over here. Drew a couple of lines and put them on top. Came over, see it says score. You need to change that to pin. And then I came over here and picked a brown color pen, and then the line becomes solid again, and then rotated it. Oh, there we go. And resized it. And then, you know, got to use your imagination and your talent to create those crisscross lines like you see here. Then once I created all the crisscross lines, I grouped them so they became one thing. See over here, group. And then I attached them by selecting the hash, the line, and the base. I'm going to show you on the other one, like so. So that line and that base are selected, and then you hit attach. And when you hit attach, right, it becomes part of that. So then when you go to make it, CRICUT's going to say, okay, I know I have to cut this piece, but I also know I have to draw these lines. So it's going to tell you to put your pen tool, and I just basically used a CRICUT gel pen, and you put it in the gel or in the pen. I think it's called part B or section B of your where CRICUT cuts, and you put your pen or your score tool or any other thing. So you put your gel pen in the B slot, and it will draw and cut out this piece. So let me go back to me. Let's go back to the demo, and you see here that that's what it did. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble. So the first thing we want to do is put our cherry down. Now when you're in CRICUT, you want to, you know, it's basically cutting the same way you normally cut. You know, you pick the things that, pick your cardstock or your pattern paper, and let CRICUT do all the cutting. Now I'm using a green pen, and this is the kind of CRICUT pen that you would put into the machine. And if you could see, I don't know, it's kind of blurry. There's an arrow, and that means line that up on and the B section of your machine. Okay, then I've got my background paper. I could use this side or this side. I decided to use the yellow side because it's got the ice cream theme. And I'm going to center, like I said, I made this really big so you all could see it, because normally I wouldn't make it this big. I think it's about, what, 6.5 inches tall. That would be pretty big on a layout. So I'm going to center this on my ice cream cone. Now, here's, if you don't have the pre-made ring, which most likely you are not going to have, you're going to take your foam tape and you're going to go around the entire piece, leaving no gaps, because again, you want to make sure that those sequins don't scoot through any of the gaps. And I'm cutting my pieces relatively small. Now, foam tape can be a little flexible, so if you need to bend it a little bit, you can do that. Oop. But I'm trying to keep my pieces short so that I don't want a whole long strip. It's going to be too hard to manipulate, so I'm just keeping my pieces short and just going around that circle and making sure that I have no gaps. So it's like just butt up each piece of foam tape into the previous tape as you go around. Like just scrunch them up. Scrunch them up, but try to keep them flat at the same time. I know that makes absolutely no sense, but when you're doing it, you get it. You see what you'll see what I'm talking about. We're almost at the end. I've got one more little piece I need to shove in there. Right, so you have something like this. And if you need to make any adjustments, this is where you would do it. So then I'd go ahead and peel off the top of my tape. Like so. I'm trying to rush here. Okay. And then, oh, I have one more piece. There we go. And I'm just making some additional, you can use your finger. Like I said, the foam tape is kind of forgiving. It's a little stretchy. You can manipulate it pretty well. And then I'm going to gather my mini shapes here. And because I don't have a sentiment or anything, I could be a little more generous with the little embellishment pieces. And as you can see, they're not jumping off into any gaps. I've got one here that insists on sticking to the side, but for the most part. So we have something like that. And then this is where you would put your adhesive down. And I'm just making, because I have that weird bumpy thing. And you're just smudge from my previous attempt. And then you're just going to lay it on top. Like so. And let me get my liquid here. And I'm not worried about these. Now I could probably put some, actually I'll do that. Put some foam tape on these pieces here so they don't stick up. Since they're on that, they would be right here on the outside of my shaker. And then I'm just going to layer that piece right on top, like so. And you want to try it, and you can see I probably needed to push my foam in a little bit more, because you can see a little bit, you can see my hair. You can see a little bit here where you can see some of that foam. So you want to make sure that you get that foam as close to that edge as you possibly can. Now you could have, I could have split this foam in half so that it was thinner, but I'm not going to worry about that edge over there because I'm going to cover it up with a sticker. Right, I can do that so you don't see it. And do something like this, right? And I think I see a little bit over here. So, oops. I'll cover that with a strawberry. And that's pretty much my shaker. Now, I did a little bit more embellishing on this one. I added some stickles around to go around the outside of the frame. I put some liquid pearls here on top of my cherry, and then I just put these embellishments on here with foam tape. So that's different ways that you can do that. But that's how you do a homemade shaker. Now I've got some additional ideas for shakers that I'll be sharing with you in the coming weeks. I want to wait till the new catalog comes out because there's some really interesting things that are going to be that I can show you that you could do with shakers. And that's all I'm going to say because that's all I'm allowed to say, and I've probably said too much and I might get in trouble. But this is how you can do your own homemade shakers with the CRICUT. Okay, so let's go back. That's Jerry. Jerry likes to be on Zoom calls and Facebook and live shows. So let me just thank you for popping by, Jerry. So let me show you again the layout that we did with Tutti Frutti. And this is the shaker over here, which is cool, right? And this particular shaker, it has it's pre-made. So all you have to do is build it using the materials that you get with the shaker kit. This particular one, it has journaling in the background, and then we had a pre-made adhesive ring, foam ring, which we were able to put on top. That was the same shape, and then we put this little frame, the acetate on top after we filled it with our shakers, and then we put this frame on top, and then we embellished it. So that's how you do that shaker. I just like doing that. And then if you want to do your homemade version, if you don't have the pre-made circles or shapes, you can create a shaker out of any shape using your CRICUT in Design Space. I went ahead, as I showed you earlier, I went ahead and created my own shaker of these ice cream cones by using a pre-made shape within CRICUT Design Space. Made a pre-made shape, did some punching out to create the shaker background, which would go here, and the plastic cover, the acetate that goes on top to make your shaker sandwich. This was very easy to do within CRICUT, and like I said, any shape you want to make a shaker out of, you can do that. Oh, and then to do the waffle lines, I used a gel pen. So that's pretty much how you do that. So I hope that you enjoyed learning how to make a shaker. I enjoyed this. I really liked doing the Tutti Frutti layout and using and adding the little the little items from the shaker. We put them on the page. We glued those on the page so you can get some additional uses out of that. If you have any questions about anything that you've seen, Tutti Frutti is available on my website, cropcandy.net/shop. The kit comes with 3 2-page spreads, one of which we showed you tonight, has the shaker on it. So you only get one shaker, but at least you get your get some experience creating shakers if you've never done that before. And it has the sticker sheet and some specialty papers that you can't just get with a regular Tutti Frutti paper packet, so that's cool. And I was trying to think, Hope and Kindness, that's the National Scrapbooking Month kit. That will expire at the end of June. So if you're still interested in Hope and Kindness, you want to get that before that expires. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you all, because I haven't seen everybody in a while. Nope, I think that's it. It's 10:15 Eastern. I have been on here for an hour and 15 minutes, so I appreciate you spending time with me this Friday. I hope you learned some new tricks. Like I said, I'm going to share more stuff with you in the coming weeks. A lot of new stuff coming out, and a lot of things I'm really excited about that I think you guys will enjoy. And I hope you have, this was the first week of summer, so I hope you enjoyed your first week of summer, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. I'm going to be preparing some stuff for Christmas. I have a Christmas holiday blowout thing that I'm going to be doing beginning in October, and I'm going to have some good stuff there. So there's good stuff coming. So if I'm not online, if you don't see me on YouTube as much, it's because I'm busy in my little scrappers workshop getting cool stuff prepared for you. Anyway, so I hope you have a good evening. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Happy scrapping. Take care.